can't quit. And why not? Well, you're fired.
You can't fire him.
Why not?
He quit.
I want the truth! You can't handle the truth!
Don't label us left or right. Our American. Not looking for a war, but we came to fight. Our American. Somebody's gotta stand up. Stand up. Somebody's gotta do what's right. We're rising 'cause we're fed up. Got our house in order and got yours inside. I am American. That's what I am. That's what I think and what I do. I am American. That's what I am. And I bleed red, white, and blue.
Well, good morning, everyone. Welcome back to the Super Dave Show. It is May 18th, and this is going to be fun. After I turn it down. Come on. I'm going to do a couple things here. That'll stop it here. There you go. Alrighty. A few things to start out with. I wonder if he's watching this morning. I went to a Republican club meeting last night, and near the other night, the cancer of Jefferson County got up and said, hey, there's a good reason why Republican Committee Chair Jim Burbridge gave money to those guys. Gave money to the liberals. Yeah, there's a good reason for it. Yeah, really. And not only that, it's a nonpartisan election. And most importantly, we can't divide this party. I just laughed. I kept getting, why didn't you say something? It was like, he's making a fool of himself. The cancer of Jefferson County doesn't like it when I go after him. And he should know that when he does that, when he comes after me, I'm not gonna sit there and fight him in public. Let him get up and make a fool of himself, because I must tell you, Derek, I'm sorry, that there are people, a lot of people who don't like you because they realize you are the cancer. You are what's wrong with Jefferson County. You sue the taxpayers. You do all kinds of things. That's what happens. So, yeah, this is my attack. But it's okay because I'm only going after an establishment R. Not really a Republican. Oh, he'll say it. He's protecting the elitist. That's what he's doing. The Missouri GOP is a freaking joke. They're bought and paid for, and anybody that goes along with them is a fool, or they're part of it. And so, yeah, the party divide themselves. You're right. So I'm not. You know what? Let him make a fool out of himself, because honestly, there were people there later on that said, "Yeah, Dave, I know who he was going after. He was going after you." And I just laugh. Because the establishment R's are getting nervous. Look, Liz Cheney is gone. And there's a whole list of others. What they are hoping is that they can go ahead and get the voters to forget about all the stuff happened during the Trump time. Now, don't get me wrong. There are some people who were Trump supporters, but they still do this. It's like, yeah, I like Trump, but I like his coattails, and I like the fools that like, and that's what they think of you. They think of you as absolute fools. You have no mind. Let us do the thinking. Let us conduct business behind the scenes, and to hell with everybody. Yeah, you know I don't care what he says. The guy he's the cancer of Jefferson County. You hear that, Derek? I want everybody to make sure you get to Derek good and tell him that Super Dave is calling him the cancer of Jefferson County. I'm waiting for the lawsuit. Or is he like the leftist too, where he doesn't believe in the First Amendment? is the good old boys. Well, you know what? He really doesn't like it when he has a competitor. You know, the day he stopped liking me is the day we defeated him in the caucus of 2016. He didn't like that. He's like, well, wait a minute. I own this county. I'm supposed to do this. And I said, yes, again. And we had a bunch of people who were not typical. And this is what I've been telling people. They are worried. But, you know, the more of us and the more we help fund ourselves, the more worried they will be. Make no mistake about it. There's way too many people out there who are on our side. They're just either afraid to do something or too damn lazy. But I'm telling you, folks, I am not joking. If you look around, you will see the bright stars of the real not necessarily our group, who are really Republicans. Pretty much you can depend on it that they're good conservatives, that they are the ones that are going out and they're talking about the R's. They've joined in with me because the R's in the Republican Party are the problem. They are the phony R's. And you know, Derek, if you don't like it, start your own party because we're taking ours back. That's the key. The Missouri GOP is dead to me. You know, they allow this garbage like him to exist. They give him promotions where you could be secretary. I'm telling you, and you know, it's just one of those things. You're right. I think they're worried. They are worried because I don't think the money's coming in. They're going out of their way. Now, look, they have a history, no doubt about it. They have a history, and the history is that voters will forget. But one of the reasons we started this organization is to make sure voters are reminded. Because I'm going to do everything in my power for the next whatever time it takes to continue to remind the voters, do not believe in the bull. I want more and more voters. And here's the one thing that people better understand. The last thing that the Republican elitists want is for us to become more involved and for us to learn more of how it works. That's what they don't want. They don't want to be, I'm exposing them, but they don't want to be exposed. Just shut them up. You know, just whatever it takes, just shut them up. Who cares? And they will do anything. They will do anything. They're just as, the establishment R's are actually worse than the Democrats. Because at least the Democrats, you know what you're getting. With the establishment R's, they're like a bunch of spies. And, I mean, that's really, or something like that. And they're using the Republican voters, the lack of knowledge of Republican voters. I want to address, I'm not going to mention any names, but I had a discussion with somebody last night who seems to think that the problem with politics is I can't think of the word now. Give me a second here. Oh, good God. Old age sucks. It really does. The lobbyist thing, mental block there. The lobbyists are the worst thing. And I try to tell them, like, I disagree with you. First of all, there's lobbyists for all kinds of things. Yeah, but those lobbyists for the corporations, they write a check and this is what they do. I know what they do. He doesn't. First of all, they can't write a check directly to them. Second of all, I like the fact that when we expose them, we know who the political whores are. It's right there. You know, when this Nate Tate guy was explaining away his vote for the gas tax, he was telling us that, oh, no, this was the best thing for the state. But when I went back to his Missouri Ethics Commission report, It was the best thing for him because you should see all the people that benefit from that tax. And he is a Republican. Yeah, he's part of the problem. Who's that super dude? I don't know who he is. You do now. Because we are here to expose all these losers who are using you, who are using your lack of knowledge, who are telling you only what they want you to know. And they're going to make damn sure that they keep the power and everything else with it. I mean, think about it. It's like, it's almost like getting a ticket fixed. Hey, I know the sheriff. Sheriff, get me out of it. I want this. All I have to do is talk to him. Did you see the headlines now? Okay, now that the CDC said take the mask off, I find that about face so blatantly interesting because why all of a sudden one day, yeah, take them off? And you know what gets me? I still go to the store and I still see the mask on. Now, it's bad enough inside. But when I see them walking around with mask on, oh my God, I'm telling you, it's almost unbelievable. It really is. I'm just wondering. I know I'm still on Facebook. I'm looking here. It's interesting. Oh, by the way, Facebook drags their feet because I went ahead and said and filed an appeal, and they still are waiting. Yeah, they're no hurry. Yes. And this is, by the way, hey, jackass, you know who you are. If you would just keep your way of doing things, and just do it, and that's it, and stop invading in our territory, and especially going after me, I would stop going after you. But, when you're a slimy guy like he is, that's what happens. Now, look, we have a lot of slimy people in politics, but the one thing Republicans better understand is that a lot of those slimy people are in their own party. Now, they know that from the election, no doubt about that. They know that. But, come on, think about it. Yeah, Linda, I have a feeling you would have jumped up and yelled. I just laughed. Good morning, Mr. Ronnie. How are you? And I'm going to go back to what I just said. The one thing, and this is where, Ronnie, you are involved in an organization too. Would you agree that if we had the majority of people who say they're concerned, whatever, majority of Republicans, let's put it that way, who got out there and helped us do what we do, this party would be cleaned up in no time, wouldn't it? It'd be cleaned up immediately. But the problem is the laziness, whatever, the excuses, whatever. And we are getting it. I mean, there are some people out there in our corner, no doubt about it. They know, they like what we're doing, and they like the fact that we don't like phony Republicans. And you know what good thing is about that? They check themselves. Now, I'm going to call out some of these people. I really like it, but I'm not going to do anything. And let me go back to lobbyists again. I kind of just didn't do what I should do. The lobbyists are there to promote their business or their cause. I mean, that could be anything. It could be anything. And a lot of them are great causes. And, of course, a lot of them are corporate causes. Not that that's bad necessarily. I'm not going to nail the lobbyists like some people want me to. It's the political whores that accept it, that vote, that say, yeah, I'll take that. We'll take that money. We'll take this. We'll take that. And I will vote the way you want. Those are the people you need to be concerned about. As far as I'm concerned, I'm thankful for the lobbyists who expose these people. He said, well, that right there, it's a crime. I said, okay, let's say it's a crime. Why aren't you going after the damn politicians? Well, they shouldn't be there. That is wrong. I'm sorry. If you are electing people who are selling themselves as they are, you better get to those people. By the way, very nice man, but I just think I spent a lot of time in this. Hey, look, let me tell you right now, a lot of us used to do that. A lot of us used to blame the lobbyists. We really did. I did. I blamed the lobbyists for a while. You know, it's funny how after you've done this for a while, how you evolve and how you change and you understand. That's why I try to have patience with these people. I at one time thought term limits were a great thing. I no longer do because it finally hit me one day. We have term limits. We are asking the government to do something, again, that we can't even do ourselves. Did you know that in next election, if you paid attention, voted for the right people, you could term limit damn near everyone in Congress and the Senate that's up for election? It's that easy. That's how it was designed. Of course, don't remind me of the fact that we elect our senators. I can't believe how many people. We have these college-educated, brainwashed people that have no clue. Most of them have no clue. A lot of them have been in political science class. Have no clue how politics really works. How do you teach something? Plotcher announces, well, that's good. It is interesting. Here's something I really find fascinating. We give lip service, all kinds of lip service, to Nancy Pelosi. Why don't they get somebody else? Why don't they get somebody else? In our own Senate, we have a clown named Mitch McConnell who works quite nicely with the Chinese, like so many of the politicians do. And Republicans, people like us do, but, where's the Republicans? I mean, they got rid of Liz Cheney. Isn't it time to change out Mitch McConnell? Yep, candidates can keep all the money in their account tax-free. Plotcher was highly praised by members in both chambers for his ability to get House priorities across the finish line this year. That's scary. Yeah, I don't understand why the Democrats keep Pelosi. Well, in a way I do. She is, like it or not, she is good. She really is. She gets it done. Now, I don't have to like how she does it. You people got to get over it. I don't like the way she does it. She does it the way it's allowed to get through. I don't like the left. I respect two things I respect about the left. Number one, they have a much higher majority of people that get off their butts and do things. I'm talking about activism. And the excuses are, well, they don't work. That's bullshit. A lot of those people work. They go into we can't even get people to show up for elections. Are you kidding me? This is what gets me about Republicans. They want to trash the other side. They even want to trash the establishment. But when it comes time to step up to the plate and help, or even show up to vote, They're nowhere to be found. Nope, I was busy that day. I didn't know what all those signs were out there that said Wendy Moore for school board. Does that mean there's an election? I would put 2 + 2 together. Oh, I'm laughing, but it's not funny. You know, if we didn't want the establishment to be in charge, it wouldn't be that hard to do. It really wouldn't. Number one, it's easy. It really is very easy, but we've made it difficult. It's really very easy to change out the people. Look what happened in North St. Louis, and they got Corey Bush over Lazy Clay. That's what they got. What do you think about that? So it can be done. We could do it. We could eliminate Ann Wagner, Billy Long down your area there, Ronnie. I mean, there's a lot of things we could do, but you got an organization with 1,000 people and 25 show up or 50 show up or something like that. It's just like, oh yeah, that's those people really give a damn. I noticed the young lady. Well, not young lady. The woman that I was informing me that the 75 million Trump voters are going to be active. I noticed she didn't even want to look at me last night. Oh yes. Well, and look, you're new. That's fine. I forgive you. No big deal. But please, don't act like you know when you really don't know. That's the key. And that's where we have to change what we're doing. Because honestly, when we just continue to bury our heads in the sand, do nothing. I don't even like to look at who's trying to help get involved. It's the same old people, and that's it. And frankly, I'm to a point with a lot of them. I just want to kick them all out. Just if you're not gonna do anything, go. Goodbye. Not interested. Well, I actually heard somebody say, I got these cards in the mail. Does that mean there's an election? No, they just send them, and it's got a fake date on it. It's from Nigeria. How's that? By the way, speaking of Nigeria, where did I see that? We had, oh, God. Oh, where is it here? Was it on that one or this one? Oh, that's not it. Let me see. By the way, Greta Thunberg ridicules John Kerry over his latest suggestion on global warming. I can't, the left is nuts when they take advice from what was she, 14 or 15 when she got up there and did a little speech. I mean, I feel sorry for her. I mean, she's been indoctrinated like so many others. She gets up there and speaks. I'll give her that. Yeah, they don't know what a voting card is. Yeah, that's all those education systems that teach everybody so well. Honestly, people have their head in the sand. They just have their head in the sand. And there's not much you can do about it. I mean, it really isn't. Not much you can do about it. If they're just going to bury their head, I don't know. Let me find what I was looking for here. By the way, I did want to say this. Michael Bloomberg and his top associates have regularly met with Beijing, with top Chinese Communist Party officials and propagandists, according to the Chinese government. Some of our top business people are working very nicely with the communists. You know what? Let's do this right. Instead of calling them the Chinese, let's call them what they are: the communist Chinese. By the way, do we ever see video of how these people live, really. I mean, it's really interesting. I've seen a few things. I have seen some huge skyscraper, big apartment buildings that were empty. I mean, it's like planned living, and they don't get their own land. I mean, I'm sure there's a few that do, but most of them live in apartment buildings. They're there to work, people. They're there. They are slaves, like it or not. And we are getting to be slaves. We really are. That's what scares me the most. You know, when I see people accepting slavery, because that's what we're doing. And I mean, think about all the stupidity. You know, let's talk for a minute. Let's talk about all the really stupid things going on right now. You have people wearing masks, which have not been proven scientifically, do not work, but the government said they do. You have people running around, and a lot of them are Republicans, wearing a mask because they were told to. Now, oh, I just got to read that. Now you have people keep their mask on, even though they're told not to. And really, it's unbelievable. They are shaming the people that did not get a vaccine, are not getting a vaccine. They are canceling out those people, saying, well, you can't do, well, we are. You can't do this and you can't do that. You know, you only unvaccinated people can come in our store now. Now, I will tell you right now, they are doing that because because they say, well, we can't check them. You know what I never understood is how come HIPAA laws matter now? In other words, HIPAA laws are there to say it's no one else's business what your medical issue is. But for some reason, it became non-existent when they have forced masking. But now that forced masking is over in most places, not Baltimore, I saw that, in most places, now, you know, I could at first it was like, well, how are they gonna do that? Say, for instance, Costco says, yeah, it sure does. Costco, you know, they're saying you have to be vaccinated. Well, you're not going to show them they have no right to see a vaccination card, and they can't even ask for it. Now they're saying, well, we're going to go on the honor system. That just means that we're not going to push it anymore. Brian cites from Missouri, because of the secrecy behind the scenes deals and listens. Good legislation is often either ignored or used as a bargaining chip. You got it. That's just it. You have to sell your soul. I will vote for you if you vote for this. I don't think people realize that's how it happens. It's a bar. You know, you go on the side and you work with these people. That's what it's all about. Behind the scenes, I go up to Ronnie and say, Ronnie, you know, I'll vote for your legislation. And Ryan's going, yeah. He says, but I want this spending bill. Or I want this abortion bill passed. I want abortions to be okay. So for me to give you the spending, for me to jump on the bill that you have and vote for it, you have to vote for mine. That's how it works in politics. So it's real easy for everybody to go, well, that's bull. And I agree with you. But are you the ones doing it? I mean, really, that's what happens. This is what they do. I read some of the comments here. Chinese people are very nice. You know, I'll tell you what. I saw some very emotional Chinese people in Washington, D.C. on January 6th. Yes. And they were upset because they saw what was going on in our country that they came to, and they wanted to get away from the CCP. There are people that get away from China. They don't want anything to do with communism. And look, let's be honest. What do Republicans allow? We're talking 2 Bush administrations. That's 12 years. We allowed Clinton. Oh, I've got Bush. Okay, Bush. No, that's right, Bush. And by the time it got to Donald Trump, actually before then, the education system has become indoctrination all the way. No doubt about it. Oh, here we go. Adam Kinzinger was on Meet the Press. I didn't see it. I don't watch it. But I just have to talk about this. He's on Meet the Press with Chuck Jackass Todd. And he said on NBC's Meet the Press that he had been a member of the Republican Party far longer than former President Donald Trump and declared that wasn't going to let him come back in and hijack my party. No, let me tell you right now, Adam, the party was hijacked by people like you. Paid for political whores. That's exactly what happened. How long do you fight? How long do you fight to stay a member of a club or reform a club that doesn't want you? I'm referring to the Republican Party. Kinzinger said, look, I've been a Republican far longer than Donald Trump has, and I'm not going to let him come in and hijack my party. It's their party. Isn't that right, Derek? It's your party. We are just supposed to stand by and watch the cancer grow. No, it's not going to happen. Not under my watch. Oh, let me finish this. Into something that's great. People like Ronald Reagan. Ronald Reagan was actually a fan of Donald Trump. And Ronald Reagan, Adam Kinzinger, you know what the hell you're talking about. George W. and George A. Yeah, let's talk about George W. George H.W. Bush. Did they support Trump? No, they were globalists all the way. Globalists all the way. Now a lot of people are well aware of all this stuff. That's what the fight is. I believe what we used to be, what to believe in 21st century solutions. What? Selling out? Making trade deals that are favorable to our enemies? I mean, when do you want to stop? Chuck Todd had a decency. If he had any talent, he'd go ahead and ask him those questions. He had, I think, a lot of it is just an overload of information for people. All you people are stupid. So instead of kind of working through the information, a lot of people have just chosen when venue, what people, what personalities they trust and put their faith in. I think similar to Donald Trump, I think people have to take responsibility of their ability to work. Right now, we're sitting here with Donald Trump throwing up all the smoke screen 4 months ago. We want to move on. It's hard to do. Hey, Adam, enjoy your time in because it won't last. But now you see how that works? We are going to perform, in many cases, not enough. I guarantee you this. In many cases, we are going to perform term limits. We're doing it. We don't have the government doing it. We're not getting rid of somebody good. We're getting rid of somebody bad. That was the whole point to begin with. People, come on. This isn't hard to figure out. But we make it hard. Oh, I didn't know that. Voters' gas tax increase could be left up to voters if new referendum is successful. The Secretary of State's office is now accepting comments on a referendum petition filed to place a recently passed gas tax hike before it can be implemented. And let me add, my friends, not only do we we the voters say, no, I don't like these things in a way, but no, they didn't do their job. So let's do two things. Let's go ahead and change what happened. And number two, let's go a step farther. Let's get rid of the people that's going to be left up there running for election who voted for this tax increase. And number three, and most importantly, there were some people, not a lot, there were some people that did not vote for the tax increase. Now you're going to go, yay, don't buy into it. Many of these people continued to vote for the tax increase until the last time, and they did it on purpose because what they did is they waited until the final vote, and they said, well, I'm running for Senate next year. I can't show myself as a Republican pushing for a tax increase, although I want it. That would be Diane Shaw and Mary Elizabeth Coleman and a few others. Oh, yes. Let me see. From Jeremy Cady, State Director of Americans for Prosperity, Missouri, filed a referendum petition with the Secretary of State's office seeking to put the recently passed legislation gradually increasing the state's gas tax to a vote of the people. The petition suggests placing the proposal on November 8th, 2022 ballot. I love it. You know why? Because when it comes to that, people will show up and they'll vote. By the way, that's when they should have the school board elections. From Senate President Pro Tem Dave Schatz, the legislation would increase Missouri's fuel tax by 2.5 cents annually beginning in October, bumping it up 25.5 to 29.5 cents a gallon from 17. The funds would go toward fixing the state's roads, bridges, include a rebate for drivers. You know, let me tell you about this rebate stupidity. Who is going to keep all their gas tax? There's going to be some, don't get me wrong. Most people are not. They're not going to. A lot of them... it's a farce. It's a smoke and mirrors thing is what it is. You know, it's not my job to keep records for them. As the bill stands, here's something else too. Why don't they just have a button on the, because I guess what they're saying is some people don't mind paying the tax. Okay, fine. Let's say that. So on the gas pump, let's have a button that says, I will go ahead and pay the extra gas tax. These days they can do that stuff. You got the question, would you like to include the new gas tax and pay that? Put it on there and you're done. Let's make it easy. Guess what? 99% of the people, there's always an idiot. 99% of the people go, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to charge myself more. Let the other guy do it. As the bill stands, the first 2.5 cents would, I did the Secretary of State's office on Monday. Announced the referendum petition is open for public comment for 15 days. The office will then have 23 days after the petition is approved to create ballot summary language. Schatz's SB, and I talked to Schatz about this, whatever, what a joke. Had support from Missouri Farm Bureau. Oh, who's calling here? Oh, okay. Let's see who we have here. All right, you're on the Super Dave Show. Who do we have here?
Have you ever had a real...
Oh, you get the children out here, don't you? They, isn't it amazing? Isn't it amazing that this is what they do? The children must play. Yep, the children play. They do. So anyway, let me see here. Go back to this. Sorry, I got to check one thing here. Yeah, it looks like, I don't know if that's the way it is. I don't know if because of my my place at Facebook. I don't know if they're allowing comments or not. Who knows? Let me see. Nope, that's not it. Let me go back here. Or they took it down. I don't know. I'm checking it out here. I'm checking out Facebook here. Just bear with me a second here. I got to see something. I can be boring sometimes. I have a feeling. See, this is what happens. Let me see. Oh, looks like I'm still on, but who knows? They are, my enemies are doing everything they can to bring me down. And my enemies is my own party. It's my own party. The ones that supposedly I'm supposed to love and adore and all that stuff. The ones that agree with tax increases, all that stuff. Hey, Lefty, who just called. What does that do for you? I mean, really, what does that do for you? I just, the immaturity about it is just so ridiculous. Oh, I'm a troublemaker. Well, goody for you. You met your match. I couldn't care less. So I guess we may have to go back to the system that if somebody wants to talk, they better go on here and let us know up front who they are, because I'm not going to play games with these people. Who knows? Hey, it could be our friend or the cancer of Jefferson County doing it. Who knows? I would put him in the child status, wouldn't you? Hey, look, I know a lot of people don't like the way I do this sometimes, but let me tell you right now, we cannot play softball with the people on the left or the people in our own party. And let me tell you something. For the people supposedly in our own party who are phonies, you are with them. You are working with them really nicely. You really are. You know, when you don't show up, you're helping them. All those things are there. That's it. So anyway, I'm done with that. I got better things to do than waste my time with these people. Even though I do. So there was another headline that I wanted to talk about here real quick. I want to know what's going on in Maricopa County, by the way. You know, Carl, I have to agree with you. I want to bring this up. Why don't we try to get all votes on the same day? Not on 3 different days. Only absentee voting allowed if out of the area. I know people say, well, here's what I don't get. I went and waited in line for an hour and got my absentee vote. I voted. It's like, what? Why didn't you just show up that day? Well, I didn't want to have to go through it. If we made it easier, we wouldn't have we keep making it easy. Here's the problem with making it easy. You make it easy. You don't know what the hell you're voting for. You show up at the polls, and then you turn around, and you go, who the hell is this on the ballot? I got here early, and I don't know who the hell is there. That is really brilliant. That's it. I can call in 5 minutes. I don't know who you are. See, anybody put their names on it. Tell me more about you. I've never seen you before. We're not going to play. Tell me more about you. Because I've never seen Patriot Pete before. Look, I've been doing this long enough. I mean, it's real easy to hang up. There's no doubt about that. So, they play this game. I'm not playing. I don't want to play. I have no idea who you are. Are you a Facebook friend? I know a lot of my Facebook friends. He's run over Facebook to see who it is. Who's a Facebook friend? And I don't know many Pete's either, so, I'm not, we're not going to play. Okay, yeah, okay. Well, maybe another day. Maybe another day, because, see, when somebody just calls and then all of a sudden they go on there, on Facebook. Oh, yeah. No, you've never responded either. So, we're not going to play today. Not interested. We have too many other important things to do, and frankly, you may if you're fine. If you're fine, that's good. But I don't know who you are, and I'm not going to play. So, sorry. I just don't know. We don't need to have the bull. It's ridiculous. Hey, what do you people think? You think I should take a chance on him? Patriot Pete, 1967. Okay. I'm going to get something else here real quick. Georgia GOP Lieutenant Governor Jeff Duncan. The R's are getting nervous. I don't know you, Pete. If you want to try again, we'll do it again, but I'll hang up on you if you're full of it. That's all. But the Lieutenant Governor of Georgia, a never Trumper, announced he's not going to seek re-election. You know why? He's going to spend all his time trying to get the party back to the progressives there. So what's where is that? Area code 202 is where? Tell us where it is. I'll play for a second. We'll see. Good morning. You're on the Super Dave Show. Who do we have here?
No real callers, old fucking loser.
I told you. We knew that. God, that just excites these people. I knew that was coming. No, 202 is, I already checked it. 202 is DC. He's full of crap. Hey, you know what, though? He could be in the Republican Party for all I know. He's a never Trumper. He likes the Progressive Party. That's what it is. He likes the Progressive Party. That's you know, Linda, this is the problem we have in politics. We have a lot of children, and at least, who knows? Yeah, well, he is. I had a feeling it was. But, he proved to himself. I was right. Okay, everybody, let's move on because, you have no idea what you're talking about. I don't take calls all the time. The number's up there. But I turn the volume down many times because I don't want to be interrupted. So you don't know. And you know what? When you called in and you got to be a complete jackass, you just show your stupidity and your ignorance and your lack of, you have no integrity, obviously. So what's the point? We're trying to do things here to help our country, and you're going to play this game. How childish can you get? Anyway, that's all right. All right, let's go forward here. Yeah, they're out there. There's an article out there by Wayne Allen Root, and it's called "The Great Biden Mask Scam of 2021: The Real Reason Biden Allowed Us to Dump Our Mask." By the way, people like him need to have a plastic, tight-fitting mask and wear it for a while, and that will take care of our problem. Hey, I wouldn't be surprised if they're Republicans too. Look, that could have been Adam Kinzinger. Liberals who voted for Joe Biden are in shock and disarray. They love their mask. They can't live without masks. They hide behind their mask. It's their comfort muzzle. They never wanted to show their faces again. And come to think of it, I may not want to see their faces again. Then the unimaginable happened. Their own hero, the feeble, the decrepit, incompetent old man with dementia, Joe Biden, ruined everything to jig us up. No more masks, outdoors or indoors. Democrats have been abandoned by basement Biden. No more hiding behind masks. Now they have to wash, bathe, shave, put on makeup, comb their hair. The homeless look is out. What's a liberal going to do? It's all about Jimmy Carter, stupid. Remember the 1970s sitcom Welcome Back, Kotter? I do. It aired on ABC from 75 to 79. The president back then was the infamous peanut farmer turned worst president ever, Jimmy Carter. Because 2021 is clearly new 1976. Except I think Biden's making Carter look good. The new sitcom is titled Welcome Back, Carter, except a dash of dementia. It stars Joe Biden as today's hapless, pathetic, destructive Jimmy Carter. Biden and Carter are like in so many ways, it's almost surreal. Both appeared to the naked eye as decent human beings. Both portrayed themselves as moderate Democrats. Both turned out to be stumbling, mumbling idiots, combined with the desire to destroy America with radical, socialist, Marxist, communist agenda. Both embarrassed the office of presidency while depressing the American people. Both embraced America last. And let me add to that right now, we have prices skyrocketing, and it's going to get worse. It's skyrocketing because it's on purpose. You know, I would love to think that Joe Biden doesn't get it and he's doing this. No, it's on purpose. It is to choke us. It is to do the same damn thing it did in Venezuela. Don't ever think it isn't. Think about it. All of a sudden, their prices started going up. They started having shortages. Think about it. That's what happens. They decide. Anyway, look, Joe Biden's a puppet with dementia. It's clear he's not even the president. He's just the front man doing the bidding of evil people who want to destroy America. Exactly what I just said. People like Barack Obama, Valerie Jarrett, George Soros, the Chinese Party, and Mexican drug cartels. So while this is all going on, please know that your inaction, your lack of involvement isn't helping. The borders are open with illegal aliens pour in by the thousands per day, bringing crime, disease, debt, and disaster for the middle class. As you sit by. They're actually putting illegals on planes and flying them to different cities and paying their way in these different cities for a while. That's what they're doing. They're trying to destroy America from within, and us German-like people sit by and watch. Remember Batman and the Joker made the Joker products that kill people with chemicals. I imagine that's what you meant. I'm telling you, folks, it's just, we just can't sit by and let it happen, but we are. And you know, I know I know it sounds old. Oh, Dave, shut up. Just go on. Tell us another headline, because that really makes me mad. You know, nothing makes someone mad until they act. If you're really mad, you are finally going to act. And if I can bug the hell out of you and make you so pissed off that you're finally going to say, okay, fine, I'm going to help. It happened a couple weeks ago. It happens all the time. But, as I hear from some of my media friends who do listen to the show, say, man, I don't know if you're doing the right thing by being so harsh. I go, well, at least most of the people that listen to my show are doing something. They're getting involved. Then they actually like it that I go after the ones that don't. Then we have massive proposed Biden increases for income taxes, corporate taxes, capital gains taxes, estate taxes. This comes on the heels of the economic disaster of COVID. Small businesses are broke. Half of all restaurants have gone out of business in blue states. And what's that song? Or what is it? The band keeps marching on. The band keeps marching on. We just say, yeah, we'll just watch it. We're going to watch it from a distance. We're going to watch our country go down. And from a distance, and then we're going to go, wow, I didn't see that coming. I want to slap people upside the head. You didn't see it coming? Let me see. An absolutely stolen election. The left takes over. Prices skyrocket. There's gas shortages, and there's more to come. Trust me, there is. And you're going to sit by while all this happens? Gee whiz, I'm proud of my fellow Americans. Oh, but next year we're going to elect new people. In fact, yesterday, Alan, good for you. Alan said, we need people to run. We need people to run. But don't worry about it. The only ones that have people in line to run, so this is for all you people out there who want to sit back and do nothing. The only one, they already have plans. Trust me, they already have plans, and you aren't in on them. I understand. So the leftists have people in place to run. The Republican phonies have people in place to run. We are the real Republicans. We are the ones that really drive this country. We are actually the majority. And we can't get anybody to step up to the plate and say, I can do a better job. Last night, Dave Marshak was the speaker. And he was explaining, he's the sheriff of Jefferson County. And he was explaining all the stuff going on in Jefferson County police-wise, law enforcement. And the one thing, without a doubt, that's going on in this country is something I thought I would never see. There used to be competition to be a police officer. Yes. I wanted to be a police officer, and I got to be one. But the competition was stiff. And then all of a sudden, it actually got stiffer in a way because they allowed women. That was fine. Minorities, that's fine. I don't care. Doesn't matter to me. I mean, they pushed it. That's fine. Just don't lower the standards. That's all I cared about. Because I don't care if they're women. I don't care. So anyway, now times have changed. Ask any young person 50 years ago, what do you want to be? I want to be a police officer or a fireman. Now what do you want to be? I want to be an activist. I want to bring social justice to our country. Where'd you get that from? My professor. You see, my parents sent me to this college, and I am now reborn. How's that? I'm reborn. That's what we have. And what we did is we allowed. You know, yesterday, God bless Alan. He's trying to talk to some of these people. And he's talking about the school board candidates. He says, we must get the school board candidates out there. And I said, we got to get the voters out there. The voters were absent. They didn't show up. We're okay with teaching all this crap, is what they said. That is what you said. If you didn't show up to vote, that is what you said. Good morning, Mr. Neal. That is what we said. That's what happened. And he's right about make sure we got the candidates in place and we do that. But first of all, we got to make sure that the pathetic phony Republicans don't support the leftist school board members. Derek, you're full of crap. The chair of the Republican Party, of the Republican Central Committee in Jefferson County, gave money to those people. There's no excuse for that. No wonder he is fighting so hard, saying, this is a nonpartisan election. Is there anybody watching this show right now that actually believes there is any election that really is nonpartisan? There's partisan in everything. Everything. Think about it. And I'll just briefly go to the school board. Most people know this. Most of the people that run for school board are leftists. They're promoted by the NEA, which are leftists. What am I missing? What the hell am I missing? I don't know. All I can tell you is that if we continue, thought I'd change. If we continue what we're doing, nothing is going to change. Nothing. Let's do it this way. Give us a look today. How's that? Okay. So, until, I mean, it's just, I know it gets old. Hell, I get tired of saying it. I think it's ridiculous. I have to continue to say it. Hey, Neil, how many people do you think we can get from your area, to join in? And by the way, I was pounced on last night by the cancer of Jefferson County because I'm trying to split the party. I'm trying to split the party. Yeah. Hey, Derek, I'm trying to split the party. Yes, I'm trying to split off from Republican whores like yourself and so many others who are ruining this county, who are ruining this country. We cannot afford, and we do not accept your participation in doing that. We're not going to do it. So I'm going to fight that until the day I die. I thought I was going to quit some time ago, but so much for that. I marched for the prohibition of segregation. Now BLM wants, and yeah, isn't it funny? Martin Luther King marched, and most of us admired him to get rid of segregation. And he said, the content of your character. Who is the first one? Always, 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 always. Who brings up color? A liberal. Always. This is the first African American. They're not African. We're Americans. You know, the division, and that's why I said about Asia. Now we have Asian Americans. We have that. And by the way, that isn't brought up by Asians. That's brought up by the left. Amazing. All righty. I'm going to go ahead and take a break. Neil's here. I got to go. No, I'm kidding, Neil. No, I'm glad to have certain people involved in this. I really am. So, all right. I'll be back in a few. I'm playing my theme song this morning, so just deal with it. All right, be back in a few.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Don't label us left or right. Our American. Not looking for a war, but we came to fight. Our American. Somebody's gotta stand up. Stand up. Somebody's gotta do what's right. We're rising 'cause we're fed up. Got our house in order and got yours inside. American, that's what I am, that's what I think, and what I do. I am American, that's what I am, and I bleed red, white, and blue. And I bleed red, white, and blue. It's not about party, it's about what's right. Our Americans, taking back our country, come and join the fight. Our Americans, somebody's gotta stand up. Stand up. Somebody's gotta do what's right. We're rising 'cause we're fed up. Got our house in order and got yours inside. I am American, that's what I am, that's what I think, and what I do. I am American, that's what I am, and I bleed red, white, and blue. And I bleed red, white, and blue. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I am American, that's what I am, that's what I think, and what I do. I am American, that's what I am, and I bleed red, white, and blue. And I bleed red, white, and blue. And I bleed red, white, and blue.
You know what's interesting about that video is the drummer. I always wonder, is that just a dirty shirt? He looks like crap anyway. But the song is awesome. I love it. I love it. I love it. Okay. Where were we here? Oh, my friend sent me something yesterday. Alan sent me something yesterday, and I'm going to find it. But this is in regards to the vaccine. Let me bring it up. Let me see. Stop the animal. Hold on 1 second here. This is actually something that you're going to find very interesting. Let me get it set up here real quick because looking for my. Let me just get it set up here. I don't use Rumble that often. this has something to do with the vaccine. Now, you're gonna go, whoa, this is not right. But let me bring it up here, and I'm not going to say what it is. I'm going to let you listen to it. All right.
The animal test.
So let me
Never
start
before.
it over real
Skip.
quick.
Especially
Turn
for
it off.
CHAS. What was
Here
it?
we go.
And have you seen any other vaccine that was put out for the public that skipped the animal test?
Never before.
Skipped.
Especially for children.
And what I've read, they actually started the animal test, and because the animals were dying, they stopped the test.
Correct.
Folks, I think that's important to understand there, that what we're talking about is the American people are now the guinea pigs. This is the test program that's going on. They didn't do the human testing, and they stopped the animal test because the animals were dying. And then they turned it out for the public. And we are now looking at businesses that want to mandate that this experimental vaccine be given to people as a condition of their employment. And yet we have this death count that continues to rise and be totally ignored.
Well, fancy that. Think about it. They didn't tell us that, did they? Yeah, they stopped testing animals because they were dying. You know, when some of us who refuse to wear a mask, myself, Linda, and Wendy, a bunch of others, refuse to wear a mask, and we're vilified for it, and then now we have this vaccine crap, and we have mask shaming, now we have vaccine shaming, and I'm going to go back to the mask. A mask to me is an unhealthy thing to wear, especially all day, and especially for kids. I'm sorry, I was born with some logic here. And just because you tell me look, peer pressure never ever got to me, ever. I was weird. I told you, when I was growing up, they were passing the joint around and said, not interested. My point is that now we have peer pressure beyond belief. Well, you should do that. And then you got corporate America and so many other places saying, if you want to continue working here, you have to get a vaccine. Hey, Jim Jones. Remember that? Everybody needs to drink the Kool-Aid. Everybody does. Everybody does. Whoops. Let me get back to this. That was a mistake. Anyway. So, what do we do with this? Let's keep doing this the same way. Yeah, you told me about that. She goes, look where I work. I'm supposed to wear a face diaper in common areas unless I get the vaccine. You know, when I go to a place, you're not being respectful. I'm not respectful to stupidity. Just because some politician tells the restaurants, you must do this, you must do that. I'm not trying to be rude to the restaurant. If the restaurant's that worried about it, they know what all I have to do is say, you got to go. And I'm out of there. Most of them don't want to do it. They're stuck. Because government puts their knee on their neck, think about it. And they choke them until they die. Unlike what happened with George Floyd. I just don't understand how supposedly smart people... Now, when you talked about this, like, well, there's some people that died. Perfectly good, healthy people getting a vaccine, while there were some perfectly good, healthy people who died of COVID. Actually, from what I have read, most of the people that died from COVID who truly were perfectly healthy were put on ventilators, which was not the way to go. You know what that reminds me of? Because ventilators were the big thing. We got a ventilator. We got to have this. And the professors said, got to have ventilators. That reminds me back in medieval times when they said, you have germs, you have a virus. Come over here. We're going to slice your arm or your throat or something and bleed you to get rid of that virus. That's what it reminds me of. Hey, get your vaccine. It's like a shower. If you go in there, you're all going to take a shower in these massive showers we have here. It's how they killed all the Jews. And now they're trying to kill us, and you think I'm jumping in on that one? Hey, yeah, I feel the peer pressure. I'm going to do this. I don't think so. Hey, for those of you who do it, that's fine. But you know what? To put children in on this, that to me is one of the most disturbing things anyone can do. When I go to a store, and I've been like this ever since it started, I don't like, it's bad enough when adults do stupid things, and they do it all the time. But when you go in there and you see the kids, little bitty children with masks on their face, with their running noses and the rest of it, oh, it just makes me creep out. It just does. What are we doing to our children? I just don't get it. I really don't get it. We're doing we do it to ourselves. And I think the worst thing is, and my friend Aaron, I love you to death, but when you said shaming people, I'm shaming Republicans. Actually, I'm shaming everybody. If you are wearing a mask because a politician told you to, I'm going to shame you. You damn right I am. If you really in your heart have done the research and checked it out and said, this is the best thing, fine. But otherwise, if you don't mind shaming us, I can't believe you. You're going to be a super spreader. You're going to die when we went to Jeff City. You're going to die. All you people are going to die. And there were people on the comment section hoping we would. Unbelievable. But that's what we do. Let's continue. Let's just continue. Did I post that? Thought I did. Yeah, I did. Okay. Anyway, so hey, they stopped the animal testing because the animals were dying, but let's give it to humans. Let's do that. There's no words for that. There are no words for that. You can't fix that. If you got people that actually are buying that, then there is really a problem. There really is. China here. Speaking of COVID, China's military weapon, which was COVID-19, that there's no doubt about it, was constructed completely under the command and control of the Chinese military, and they forgot to put something in there. And the establishment of the U.S. government. No kidding. Republicans were in on that. Don't think they weren't. Hey, big deal. The creation of COVID-19 virus was entirely under the command, led by the presumed head of China's biowarfare program, Major General Wei Chen, while under the day-to-day supervision of key members of the Academy of Military and Medical Sciences. Oh, goodness gracious. Isn't it? We're under the thumb of these people. And we fall for this? I thought the American people one time, I don't think that anymore. I thought the American people were pretty smart. I really did. I don't think that anymore. I haven't thought it for quite a while, actually. Hell, we get in elections and they vote for people who say things and don't have they have nothing. They have words and people go, I love those words. Those words mean everything to me. But they don't have a real background. But the words just got me. Oh, my God. But they're communists. But the words are wonderful. That's what you are doing the exact same thing. If you are believing a bunch of political idiots out there who are promising you the stars, promising you everything, and they can't even show what they've done themselves, and you're voting for them, and you're I'm sorry. You are a certified idiot. Get out of my party. I'm sorry, our party. I remind people that masks don't do a thing and that they know, but they keep wearing they do. They keep wearing them. I know they do. I know they do. That's what they come up with. I know they do. But I'm just going to do it because I don't want to offend anybody. I just want to go down. I just want to be... the health department and several other departments have their own income stream, which allows them to make moves without council approval, like buying 7 acres for, I know, over $100,000. We were talking about that last night. While our nuisance ordinance goes unfunded. Yeah, I talked to Mr. Terry last night. What a gentleman. Jim Terry is a good man. And Jim Terry is leaving our government. He's had enough. Oh, don't we know that? I'm well aware of that. Keep in mind, Derek Good has had a big hand in writing the charter. Absolutely. That's why we find it fascinating, Neil, that the guy who helped, there were 2 people really, but the guy who helped pen the charter comes back later and sues the taxpayers who approved the charter because the charter didn't include something they wanted to. And this is for you people who haven't listened to the show before. Most of you have. The same attorney who approved the charter was in charge of the lawsuit to sue the taxpayers. So the current and previous politicians who were in charter government not only got back pay, but they got back pension. They got money in their pension, and they got an increase. And if they were current, they get the increase. I mean, it's just how it is. If they made $75,000, if they made $83,000, which is what they make now, and they raised it to $90,000, they wanted them to go back and add those $7,000 a year for the 6 or 8 years they were there, plus all the pension. That's what they did. And we're going to go ahead, and he's the voice of the Republican Party. Derek Good, you should be ashamed of yourself. But you and your buddies, you and your slimy buddies, I'm telling you what, you will be gone. Eventually, you will be gone. And you're going to be nothing but a little mongrel that you are, the little piece of crap that you are. Yes, he's a slime ball. Look, I don't like calling people's names, but you know what? Some people really deserve it. I don't like people. I don't like calling people names. I don't. But this is one that is the cancer of Jefferson County. And that's going to stick. I'm like Donald Trump. I want these things to stick. So when you look in the Webster's dictionary, it says the cancer of Jefferson County. You'll see a picture of Derek Good there. You will. I'm still waiting for him to come out. He gets mad at me because I talk bad about him. But you know what? I talk bad about him because there's nothing good to talk about. He's a conniving. And we don't want him in the Republican Party. He even tried to get in real Republicans, which is really interesting. He tried to get in. And he was upset that he couldn't. Oh, yeah. No, he does everything. And the reason I didn't say anything last night, Linda, because I couldn't wait till today. I wouldn't. Why even go there? There were a couple people I watch your show all the time, and I laugh, and they love it because they know I'll go after these same people. I just wish we had a whole lot more people to join us. I have to tell you, folks, it's really enjoyable to go after the people and try to shame them for bringing our country down. bringing this party down. The Republican Party, I really and truly believe, can be a fabulous constitutional loving party, God-fearing party. I believe that. But when you have the progressives, and he is a progressive's a Democrat, I don't care what you call him. What? He's trying to sue the... You like this? You ready for this, everybody? This slime bag is trying to sue the food pantry in Cedar Hill right now. I have to know more. I got to know more. Let me check this. I have to see this here. You see, Cedar Hill. See if it's food pantry being sued. See what it says here. I don't see it here. Maybe you can get me a link or something. Wouldn't surprise me. It wouldn't surprise me. I don't see it, but maybe it's out there somewhere. I will talk to you. Okay, or someone bringing their dog. Really? They brought their dog and they're suing the... You know, and for those of you new to the show, I am not against food pantries. I realize there are situations, but one of the things food pantries do, they just give food away. That's it. No question, no nothing. Now, people go, well, they want the decency and they don't want to be embarrassed. I get that. But here's my problem with it. There are many, and I'm talking about children. I can tell you this from my own experience. Stop thinking like when you hand, like when you go, actually, they talked last night, Marshak talked last night about the beggars, the panhandlers. And I can tell you, if you give them money, they work in shifts up there. They do. That's what they do. They don't want to work. They just want, that's their job. They go there and they embarrass, they say, well, I'm dying. God bless. God's always there. Yeah, I wonder if God's there when they go home and they get their tequila, their bottle of booze and drink it until they're drunk and pass out. Or they inject the drugs they're taking. If he could show up to Panhandle every day, he could do a lot of things. But anyway, back to what I was saying. The food pantries, I understand. I totally understand that we want to help people. I do. But when the problem with it is that what you do is you allow, okay, number one, the government many times, well, the taxpayers, all in, who it really is doing it, are giving people money, for EBT for food, and that's usually enough. But what they do is they take that money and they take that card and they go sell it for 50 cents on the dollar or whatever they can get to someone and get cash, and then they take that money and they buy drugs. So in many ways, you're helping that. So when they buy the drugs, then there's no food for the kids, and that's why you go, we got to feed the kids. But here's the problem. They know they have to feed those kids. But they also know they don't have to depend on the EBT card to do it. They can depend on food pantries to do it. So they take that card, they go ahead, sell it for 50 cents on the dollar, your tax money, buy drugs, and guess what? They may not have had the money for drugs before. Now they got the money for the drugs. Now they're all drugged up, and you want them teaching these children. That's how it works. I've told the story, and I'll tell it again for you new people out there. When I was a little guy, we were a bunch of, my family was a bunch of deadbeats, and they go spend all their money on the weekend, and on the way home, they would use myself as a prop and my brother couple of my brothers, and we walk into a couple of my siblings, and we walk into a church, and my mom got to give the I'm broke and we don't have any food speech. When the money that the welfare check gave her had it, but they took it and spent it on booze and cigarettes. That's what they did. Yeah. So then we got, what did we, and here's the problem. Sometimes those churches would give them a check. Do you think that bought food? No. Because what my mom would do, seriously, my parent, well, both of them were together, what they would do is they'd go stop in the church and wait, because some of the churches at least gave them baskets. Let me tell you, it's funny because somebody said, well, let me see, I don't want this, I don't want that. And I go, I understand that, but I'm not. It just is what it is, that's all. Well, let's talk about Mr. Good and something else. I remember when the COVID deal started, and there was a wedding, and he went out there to give them the cease and desist order for the reception because they didn't have masks, because they weren't supposed to be there. Because that's back when they had this silly thing about crowds. Yes, this is a Republican? Yeah, right. Not the Republican I want in my party. So, Derek Good, the reason we don't want you in our party is because you are a cancer. And frankly, I don't like cancer. And I'm certainly not going to invite it in my home or my party. I'm talking about political cancer. It says a lot about an individual, that's all. I don't know. I really don't know how people can live with themselves. I just don't get it. Yeah, I know they're watching. Hey, you can watch all you want. You're welcome to call in. Maybe it was him that called in and said he's from D.C. Who knows? But he's trying to do everything to damage me, and I don't care. You understand? I don't scare. You do. You do. You're the one that's running around saying, I can't believe he's not letting me in there. Grow up. He's like a big child, isn't he, Linda? It just is, and that's where we are. And Neil, I don't want to get you involved in this, but we have cancers in our county, and we have to change it. We have cancers all over the nation, everywhere. We have it. Our friend, I don't think he's here today, from Georgia. I just read where the Georgia, was it Georgia? Lieutenant Governor, I just read it earlier, is going to resign. Good. We need these people to go. We don't need them there. We don't need useless people. I mean, the problem with government, it draws corrupt people because the good ones won't run. And I keep screaming about that. And the good ones keep saying, well, no, and they keep telling me what's wrong with it. I can't believe the amount of very good people I know. The people with the class and with the it's amazing to me that would be great leaders. They could make a difference, and we could change this country around in no time. But when we allow, and this is what happens, you get a lot of young people who say, when I hear, here's the difference. It used to be, I want to be a police officer. I want to be a fireman. I want to do whatever, okay? Now nobody wants to be a cop. But they want to be a politician. Because they think they get to rule everybody else. And guess what they do? They rule over you all the time. And instead of, and as I've tried to teach people, instead of treating these representatives as your employees, Rob Vescovo, who is the Speaker of the House in Missouri, my state representative, is a jackass. He deals with these people. And he doesn't like me, and I don't like him anymore. I tried my best to work with him, but if he doesn't bother to call back or text back, he can kiss my Royal American tail. I don't care. I'm sick to death of these people thinking that they are better than us. They are not better than us. Everybody watching this show right now, you are employing these people. When you vote for, you're employing them. You have to treat it like that. You don't treat them like, oh, I'm going to vote for you so you can be my hero. My God, you want a hero? There's so many other ones out there. A politician? Give me a break. I do my best to try to work with all these people. But when there's a line that they cross, and it's called integrity. If you don't have the integrity, I'm sorry, that's a line that you cross that I can't deal with. We're not going to drag you back. There's a lot of things you can have. That's not one of them. And you don't measure it by how many kids they have or whatever. That's not how you measure integrity. You measure integrity by what they do when you're not looking. When you've got these people working behind the scenes, and they're doing all kinds of stuff behind our backs, but they come out and tell us something different, I don't think so. I don't think so. And the big thing is, and this is the one thing that at least got me out of the hood. I did not hang around with drug dealers. I did not hang around with criminals because I was smart enough to know. And in fact, I'll tell you a little story about myself here. I went to high school, Lutheran South, for a couple years, and then I got tired of being poor. And this is something about me that I've never really told anybody. But I wanted to work. But then all of a sudden, the neighborhood caught up with me. And I actually, with a couple buddies one time, and we were in my car, and they said, pull over here. I didn't get out and do anything. Pull over here. They got out, and they were stealing gas. And they tried to steal tires. And that happened one time, and I said, whoa, that was stupid. I only went one time, and I think I may have told you the time that I actually I did shop. I successfully shoplifted some spark plugs. That's why people don't get all freaked out when your kids do it, because it's a stupid thing that kids do, and I don't look at dumb thing kids do as something for the rest of their life, unless it kills somebody. But I was in a Target. No, it wasn't a Target. It was Arlen's. There was an Arlen's store in Missouri, and I'm just telling you this for a reason, because it shows that we learn from our mistakes. And I was in there, and I stuck this. I had an 8-cylinder engine. And I put 8 spark plugs in my pocket. As I'm walking out, some woman says, "Young man," I'm like, "Oh, I'm dead. I'm going to jail. I'm 16. I'm stupid. I'm nailing myself. Could you come up here and help us with this presentation?" And she was on a little stage because, when I was walking out, I was scared to death I was going to get caught. And I was walking out. My eyes were right to that door. I couldn't wait to get out. And I did. I started walking away, and all of a sudden I get called, and I'm thinking, uh-oh. So I get up, and I help. This woman said, "Would you do this?" I couldn't even tell you what I did. She wanted me to help her in something. So I did. And after it's over, she gave me a pen and pencil set and said, "Thank you so much for cooperating." I walked out that door, and I never stole a thing again. Never. Because I knew that was as close as I was getting. And it was stupid. It was really stupid. But you know what? When you're 16, 17, 18, you do a lot of stupid. When you're young, you do stupid things. I'm very forgiving of that. Because I know what it's like, especially how I grew up. Everybody else in my family was they walk out, no big deal. That was theirs. I knew at the time I was taking something that wasn't mine. So there you go. You can, hey, I know Derek Good watches it. You can put that out and say, when Super Dave was 16 years old, he stole spark plugs from an Arlen store. There you go. That will make your day. But when it comes to politics right now and the rest of everything, politics and being honest with the people I discuss politics with, all that stuff, everything is above board. It's like, no, this is the way it is. We cannot continue to let corrupt people run our lives in government. That's the whole point. We can't do that. Dumbass teenagers. That's right. Ronnie, and it's really funny because I'll let my son tell his story. He did something stupid, and I drove him to the police station. So if you do something stupid, I'll drive you there, and I did. I'm not going to go into the particulars. Wasn't anything real bad. He was a dumb teenager. Did it. Never did it again. And one day he told me, he said, "Dad, I'm so glad you did that." He goes, I was mad at you for a while. I get it. But guess what? It made him who he is today. A wannabe politician. Oh, no. He's actually somebody that wants to serve his community. That's what he is. He's not look, no offense, son. You're not a politician. He's not. I don't think that's offense to him. Look at Dan Shaw, voted for a gas tax, a PDMP, a mail-in ballot. She's a Republican. Now, wait a minute. Now, I'm going to double-check that. But the last vote, and I'll have to double-check it, he and Mayor Elizabeth Coleman voted all the way until the last vote. I will look it up, unless somebody has something different here. I'm looking here just to see. Oh, let me see here. To raise. By the way, the GOP-led House voted Tuesday 104 to 52. Aren't you glad? Aren't you so glad? Oh, where's the list? Come on. Aren't you so glad we have all these Republicans to help us raise our taxes? Trying to see if I can get a list. I want to see the list here because I want to pick on them. Session over. They generally don't show this. Here we go. Oh, speak bad about the guy and you bring it up and there's his picture. I don't want to see that. Does anybody out there have the list of who voted? I saw it the other day. I should have just saved it and I didn't do it. Oh, here you go. Did your state rep vote for or against? Oh, wait a minute. Alabama today. Alabama, they have the same problem we got. Let me see. Well, let me see. HB, no, they got their problems in other states too. It looks like, got to get those taxes in there. Those so-called Republicans got to get those taxes in there. Anybody got a link there? You guys got more time than I have. It's sad when you can't even find the list. Yeah, probably because. Look at this gas tax increase bill passes House in Tennessee. It's all over the place. It's everywhere. Yes, those Republicans love it so much, those state legislators. That's where we are. That's where we are. I'm still looking here, so hopefully one of these. Now, Becky Ruth, who is in our county, she was the chairperson for that. Oh, we're so proud of these people. We are so proud. Where is the list? Come on, people. Somebody's got the list there. I'm determined to find it. But that's, honestly, folks, that's where That's where we fail as voters when we don't keep them up. I'm sorry, I don't mean drag on here. I am looking for it, but it's so frustrating to watch Republicans voting for tax increases. That's not who we are. Our taxes are sky high as it is, and all of a sudden, well, we have a need here. We've been spending this money like it's going out of control for all kinds of stuff we don't need. But now we want to go ahead and push it. So what happens? I want to do my very best to make sure that we have. Well, of course, that's how they do it. They scare people. Yes, the bridges are falling down. Looks to me like they're doing a lot of stuff. Actually, who else agrees with me? You ever go places and go, why are you doing all this? They have a very expensive exit at a school not far from us. It costs a lot of money to put an exit on 141 there because it's a school. And I'm here. I want to learn this. When we were kids, we walked. I did a lot of walking to school, grade school. I did, and we were kids. Were there? Was it patrol guard, safety guard? Is that what it was? We had the little thing on us, then you got to cross. When you were in 8th grade, you got to be the safety guard, and you cross younger kids across the street. So yeah, I got to do that. But there are certain places, and right now a lot of them are it's a joke. You drive through, and they have oh, where am I losing my train of thought here? I'm sorry. You will drive. Oh, they will have a big 4-lane divided road with the schools way far away from the curb, from the street. And when they do that, what you will see is you'll see the speed limit go from 40 to 20 during school hours. Why? I don't. And by the way, and that's where the police hang out to give out tickets. It's a great place for tickets. It really is. But you'll be driving on a road. It's a big road, wide road. There's nobody around. The schools are way far away from the street, and it goes from 40 to 20 during school time, or 15 even. I mean, it's ridiculous. Like, why? I mean, some of the things it's over the top. Well, we have to protect the children. The children are up there. And by the way, most of them don't walk the street. They don't walk straight this time. Oh, good God. And I was hit by a car when I was a kid. You could tell that, can't you? I actually was. I think I was in 2nd grade. I walked across the street from our house to buy my dad cigarettes. Ask me why I don't like cigarettes now. That's one of the reasons why. Well, it doesn't look like I'm going to get the list I want. I'm not getting the list I want. And what gets me is, as I looked up gas tax, I am seeing gas taxes in a lot of states. See, I always love it because when Republicans tell you we're going to lower your taxes, you have to be very careful with that. Because what they do is, you have to understand, with a lot of politicians, Republicans too, not all of them, but what they do is they say, that's my money. Now, if we're going to go ahead and allow them to keep more of their own money there, we're going to take it over here. That's what they do. How often do you hear them spending less in government? Any government, state government, you name it. You name it. When the CARES money was coming through, I remember Jim Neely telling me, he says, Dave, I've never seen so many happy Republicans in my life. It's embarrassing because they couldn't wait to get that CARES money and spend it. They were dying to spend that CARES money. They really were. They really were. And that's where we are. Oh, let me see. Maybe it's here. Maybe it's here. Nope. If somebody could come up with a list, let me know. Usually, there's some people out there really good at finding what I need to find all the time, and they send it to me. But apparently, we can't. It shouldn't it be easy to find too? They don't want it to be easy to find. They don't. They don't want it to be easy to find. So I know where I might be able to find it here. Because I want to find out. I really want to find out who did, and it's killing me right now. Don't get bored here. Don't get bored. Just help me. There you go. Because I don't want to. I mean, I already know what happens, but I want to make sure that we go after the people fairly. I do like to make sure fairly, but I can tell you right now. I could tell you right now that a lot of these people will vote what they do. And you ever see this? You see this especially on national level, like when we had the Obamacare vote when McCain was there. Remember what happened there when John McCain came in there like a hero for the liberal left, and he didn't like Trump. He voted against getting rid of Obamacare. But if you notice how close the vote was, you notice that? It's always close, and there's just enough. And there are people in every vote that say, all right, we already know you're voting away. I'm up for election. I got a tougher election. I'm going to vote the opposite way how I normally vote. But I have to do that because I got to fool the people. Because it's all about fooling the people. And I'll go back to what you said. Automatic tax increase with a reassessment every 2. You're right. Hey, that's what we do here. We got to keep that money coming in. Hey, Neil, don't you love it when people go, I own this house, and I go, well, not particularly. You're actually leasing that house because if you don't pay your taxes, they get the house for nothing. They don't have to buy it from you. Anything, they keep it. So how would you like to work your tail off your whole life? You spend all your money on a beautiful house that you want, and then you don't get a whole lot on Social Security, or you have it, you spend so much money doing it, whatever it is. Bottom line is you can't afford the taxes because the taxes keep skyrocketing, and you lose your house because you can't pay your taxes because your government said, thank you very much for everything you've done so far. We're going to go ahead and take it and sell it to somebody. Oh, yes. We're going to sell it to somebody. So, let me see. Where, there, not sponsored bills. I want not co-sponsored. I don't know. I'm lost. D Live, LOL. What's that mean? Rookie race line. What are you learning how to look? Let me tell you lefties out there to watch this show. I go after Republicans more than I go after Democrats, but the Republicans are sellouts. I'm sure you don't like political whores either. You don't like hypocrites, do you? So we have a little bit in common here. You don't like the hypocrites on your side, do you? We may disagree, but at least you know where I stand. I don't like people like Republicans who vote contrary to what they promised their constituents how they're voting. And I'll bet you don't either. There's nothing wrong with disagreeing with someone. But a hypocrite, a spy, a phony, that's where it ends. That's where I just put my foot down and say, no, I'm not doing this anymore. I am not doing this anymore. And there are a lot of us out there that do that. So where is the vote? I'm just going to have to wait till tomorrow. I have the vote. We'll do it tomorrow. But I want to see who did this. But I didn't know that there were. Well, I should have known that there were gas tax hikes in all kinds of states, and many of them are Republican. You know, there's nothing wrong with a Republican looking at the constituents and say, you know what? If you're okay with the way the roads are, we'll try to make sure. By the way, Missouri Department of Transportation, MoDOT, the legislature has no control over them. How do you like that? No control over them. I find that hilarious. They have no control over in our own county. We have no control over the health department that's out there making demands, saying, "No, you have to wear a mask. You have to do this." They're going to businesses telling them that they're going to do everything they can to take away their license to operate a business. These are people who are in the medical, who on the health board, who have no medical experience. This is who we have. We have people in government right now who have never owned a business, never signed their name on the front of a check. It's always on the back. Who work hourly or got some whatever. You've got them. And what do? They tell you how to run your business. They tell you how many people should be in there. What business did Sam Page ever run in his life where he knows how a restaurant works? Oh, no. He's a doctor. He's not. I don't know what he is. All I know is that I think he's still playing doctor, too. He's actually going against the law. But we allow it to happen. The biggest reason government gets away with all the garbage they get away with is because we allow it to happen. And I will give, in fact, for my lefty friends, watch this, right? I will give your side a lot of credit. Because you guys do what it takes to get the job done. We got a bunch of do-nothings who just watch and say, wow, somebody else needs to do something. That's where we are. But if we ever change that, it's going to be a different story. We just have to wake people up. Somebody else be nice. I'm tired of being. I went years trying to be nice. Say, yeah, we need to do this. Hi, rah, rah, rah. I'm tired of that. I can't do it anymore. I can't sit there and fake it. I felt like I was a faker. I'd say, yes, we had all kinds of people. I was like, no, we didn't. No, you people sat on your hands and did nothing. Here, let's play the role of what some people are doing with the last election. 8.2% of the voters showed up. They're saying, yes, we understand. People are upset because they didn't think their vote didn't count, so they didn't bother. We really understand. I don't. My world didn't end because of what happened in another state. Yes, I'm unhappy because Trump wasn't there. Our election, because of the fact that we have people like myself and others, and we're on their asses. Believe me, when Dan Shaw came out with this stupidity about this mail-in voting bill, he had to deal with me and a few other people. I wasn't going to let that clown get away with it. And every time he goes somewhere and he hears my name, it makes him puke. Good. I have an impact. We should all have an impact like that. If your representative is not doing the job, damn it, let them know it. Don't sit there and say, please, sir. Please, hell. They are your employee. They work for you. They work for me. They work for all of us. And we need to be a lot more stringent with them. Protests and rallies work. You know, it's the one thing. And I had to learn how to protest. I didn't know how to protest. I'm not going to lie. I didn't know how to protest. Now I know. I bought a bullhorn. Which way really worked? Actually, you know what works best? What really and truly works best? All right, for you lazy ones out there say, well, I don't like to protest. Then here's how you do that. If you want to get it done, have the right people in place, vote the right way, help them get elected so we have the right people in place and we don't have to protest what they're doing. The reason we protested the health board is because of the fact that they were doing things the wrong way. And we didn't put our people in place. We didn't do it. They have their people in place. They have more Democrats in there than Republicans. That's what they have. How do you fix that? This is really difficult now. You ready for this? How do you fix that? No, you don't vote them out. If you said vote them out, you're wrong. What? No, you don't vote them out. You vote someone else in. I have to always remind people that you cannot vote people out of office. You vote others into office. That's how you get them out of office. So yes, in a way, you're right. But until you have a body on that, a name and a body attached to it on that ballot, it means nothing. Because there is nothing on the ballot as my name is someone else. It's people who actually volunteer, people who actually put their... yesterday, I'm going to go through this one more time, and then I'm going to get out of here. Yesterday, we had a discussion with this gentleman, nice guy, so it's nothing personal. And I said, so you think it was okay for... And we're talking about Wendy. You think it was okay for Wendy to take her hard-earned money and pay for basically everything while everybody else sat by and said, all right, I will vote for you. I'm not going to help you. I'm not going to give you any money to help support you. I'm just going to go ahead and be happy you got there. And then when you get there, I'm going to tell you what to do. Well, the other side's got more money. Well, then you have to figure out another way to get money. It's like, wait a minute. If you want that person, why wouldn't you support that person? That's the part I never, ever understood. Why? We have to really, I'm serious. We got to come up with some civics classes here or something, because I'm not talking about for the kids. I'm talking for the adults. When they don't even know how the system works. You know, when they get, I mean, if you're so dumb, I'm sorry, if you're so dumb that you get a card in the mail that says, hey, voting is on April 6th, and you go, wow, I didn't know there was an election that day. Wonder what they're voting for. Well, let me see. What about those signs at the corner or whatever that you see all over the place? What about those mailings you get? At what point does the light kick on and you go, hey, they're going to have an election? Oh, good God. All right. Guys, I'm out of here. I can't handle this anymore. Enough is enough. Maybe someday Facebook will allow me back on. Who knows? I don't care. We work it out. That's all there is to it. I do notice it's an issue sometimes, but we do what we do. I'm not going to stop speaking, and I hope everybody else joins me. So, all right. We are... Anybody else? No, they didn't. Okay. All right. We're out of here. I will be back tomorrow. Thank you so much for listening, and you have a great day.
You can't quit. And why not? I get fired. You can't fire me. Why not? You quit.
Over? Did you say over? Nothing is over until we decide it is! Was it over when the Germans bombed Pearl Harbor? Hell no!
German? Forget it, he's rolling.
It ain't over now! Because when the going gets tough! The tough get going! Who's with me? Let's go! Come on!
Thanks. I needed that.